In the ancient lands of Greece, where gods ruled the skies and heroes walked among mortals, there lived a creature so terrifying that even its name carried the weight of fear. They called it the Hydra. Born in the dark, murky swamps of Lerna, the Hydra was no ordinary beast. It was said to be the daughter of Typhon and Echidna, two monsters feared even by the gods themselves. Picture this: a serpent of impossible size, its body coiling through the marshes like a living river. From its shoulders rose not one, but many heads, each snapping and hissing with venom so potent it could melt iron. But that wasn't even the most terrifying part. What made the Hydra truly deadly was this: for every head you managed to cut off, two more would spring forth in its place. Its breath was a poisonous fog, its blood was pure death. Even the air around its lair shimmered with a deadly stench. For generations, no one dared to approach the swamp until a hero came. His name was Heracles, or as the Romans would later call him, Hercules. As the second of his legendary 12 labors, the gods commanded him to slay the Hydra, a task everyone believed was utterly impossible. Heracles arrived at the swamp under the cloak of night, armed with a sword, a bow, and a blazing torch. The marsh was eerily silent, broken only by the croaking of frogs and the whisper of unseen wings in the darkness. Then a ripple disturbed the still water, a hiss like escaping steam, and from the depths the Hydra rose, its eyes glowing, fangs bared, its many heads weaving like snakes caught in a violent storm. The hero didn't hesitate. He swung his blade and struck with all his might. One monstrous head rolled into the mud. But just as the stories foretold, from the bloody stump, two new heads burst forth, screaming and snapping, more furious than before. In that moment, Heracles knew he couldn't win this fight with brute strength alone. This monster required a different kind of strategy, so he called for help. His nephew Iolaus rushed to his side with fire. A plan was forged in the heat of battle. Every time Heracles severed a head, Iolaus would immediately sear the wound with a burning brand, cauterizing the flesh and stopping new heads from growing. One by one, head by head, the monster weakened. Finally, only one head remained, the central, immortal head, the one that could never die. With a final mighty effort, Heracles cut it off and, knowing it could not be destroyed, buried it deep beneath a massive rock where it would remain trapped for eternity. When he returned, covered in ash and the Hydra's black blood, the gods were silent. They were in awe because they knew he had achieved the impossible. He had slain a creature that was a symbol of immortality itself. But the Hydra's legend didn't die that day. Its venom was so lethal that Heracles dipped his arrows in its blood. These arrows would later bring him both incredible victories and ultimately his own tragic end. Because in Greek myths, even the greatest triumphs often carry a hidden curse. Centuries later, the Hydra has become a powerful symbol, a metaphor for an endless struggle, for problems that multiply the more you fight them. Politicians, warriors, and philosophers still use its name to describe challenges that seem to have no end. It's a reminder that some monsters never truly die, and somewhere in the mists of legend, beneath that old swamp of Lerna, the ground still trembles, as if something trapped beneath that ancient rock still breathes. Thanks for joining me on this dive into mythology. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more legends from the ancient world. See you next time.